Holy shit!
What?
I've just had a transgender operation. Ah!
I'll give you 3 reasons. 1, he's a male. 2, he's not a girl. And 3, and most importantly, he's
God, the fuckers out to get.
When I first came out as transmasc, I made it my mission to be the best man that I could be. Especially with the perspective of having been a teenage girl, knowing how boys and men had made me feel unsafe in my life, having a mother, aunts, girlfriends, hearing all the things that they do and don't like about men, and all the things that they've been through. I was like, bet. Now I'm in my own masculinity. I have the blueprint. I'm gonna be the best guy. I know what I have to be and what I shouldn't be, and everything's gonna be great. But in that quest, I found myself self-sacrificing. We get these messages that masculinity is inherently bad and emotionally unintelligent, and femininity is the opposite of that. So you're taught to apologize even when you're wrong, your feelings don't matter, you need to prioritize the feelings of the women in your life. And that's just not how things should work. Sometimes that girl has you fucked up. Sometimes you're being gaslit and emotionally manipulated. Sometimes women are wrong. And it's okay for you to name that and own when you're being hurt by women in your life without you being seen as a bad guy. Especially if you're trans masculine, like people think we just wake up one day with the privilege package and everything is great, as if we're not actually more vulnerable because our perceived privilege lets people discount our feelings and our pain. It's okay to strive for a new definition of masculinity, to be, unpack your internalized misogyny, be a good guy. Like, obviously that's something you should always work on, but there's no such thing as perfect. And perfect doesn't include you sacrificing your own emotions and your own needs, not needing apologies, not needing care and comfort from the women in your life. You deserve to have standards for yourself and the way people treat you. Please don't internalize this idea, especially if you're beginning your journey, that like now that you're masculine, suddenly your emotions don't matter and you got to put everything else before yourself. That is not how this works.
He cut his hair, changed his name, wore a binder, but somehow you still see him as a girl? What else can he do? He isn't a girl, he's a boy, and he always was a boy. He was just born in the wrong body. Stop calling him by his dead name. Stop using she, her pronouns on him. He is a boy, a real boy.
Right hand on the Bible. God can strike me down if I'm lying. That motherfucker's cheating!
Here's a few things that I've noticed while wearing my shamalama ding dong outside for all you trans men that are thinking about getting a packer. When it is hot, your John will stick to your leg. I'm telling you, like, you're gonna be doing this the whole time while you're walking because that shit is fucking annoying. Another thing, when you're walking down a hill, there is no stopping it. That motherfucker is going to be going 5 miles per hour and you are going to be going 2, and you will have to contain it. Or don't. Free ball that shit. Who really cares? But just know, you're probably going to be like this. I see why guys walk like this now. Also, another thing, guys do walk quite wide for obvious reasons. Your balls are quite literally in betwixt your legs, and that shit is not comfortable. And don't oversize people. I know you want to look like you have a big ding-a-ling, but it ain't worth it. It's too much going on.
But you need to know that whatever I do, it's not your fault.
I know. mean, I know, but I don't always know, you know? Like sometimes I have this tiny voice in the back of my head that goes like, hey, everyone hates you.
What's up? Today I'm going to tell you how to have a more masculine face. This works if you're on T or not on T and no makeup is needed. Stereotypical masculine facial features are really sharp and angular. So the first thing that you want to do is try to show off as much of your face as possible. So this has to do with your hair. So right now I'm not doing a great example of it, but if you show your forehead, your face will look a lot more square, and if you keep it shorter on the sides, your face will look a lot more angular. I have both short and long masculine hairstyles in my trans tips playlist. The most masculine thing is having a hairy face. If you can grow facial hair, that's amazing. If you can't, it's okay. If you're on T or not on T, honestly, I've seen some people be not on T and grow a little mustache with this. It's called iiix.x.xiii. You can get any beard growth oil or anything that has the active ingredient iiix.x.xiii in it. You can also put it on your hair to prevent balding if you're on T, and you can put it on your eyebrows. It stimulates hair growth, so it might make them thicker, it might not, but it's worth a shot. The next biggest thing is your jaw. This one is huge. So I'm going to show you some jaw exercises that you can do, but even without these exercises, something that will change your jaw completely is if you chew gum a lot. So for this one, you rest your elbow on the table, put your chin on your elbow and apply as much resistance as possible and go. Just do a few sets of that. This exercise is called a chin up, and it also helps strengthen your neck, and having a thicker neck is much more masculine. Some people think that acne is more masculine, some people don't. I don't really know my opinion on that, but something that I do know is if your face is more oily, it will glisten, and that gives it the appearance of youthfulness, which is less masculine. So make sure that your face isn't too oily. This one is really important if you wear glasses, or even if you don't, you can buy fake glasses to make your face appear more masculine. Don't just buy men's sunglasses. There's lots of sunglasses that look like these. Buy sunglasses that look like these. Much more sharp angles, rectangles. They will make your face look sharper and more angular and more masculine. Last tip is don't pluck your eyebrows. If you want to stop yourself from having a unibrow, you can pluck them a little in the middle, but make them go in a little bit more than you would normally. Hope these tips help.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Holy shit!
What?
I've just had a transgender operation. Ah!
I work at a summer camp for trans kids, and the other day we were all going around and giving each other tips on how to pass better, and I realized that for me, passing means passing as a trans guy. I do pass as a cis guy sometimes, but usually it's because they think I'm a child. When someone sees me as a trans guy instead of like a lesbian, they're seeing me for who I am. They're seeing me as an adult. And why wouldn't I want to be seen as a trans guy? Trans guys are awesome. Passing is about being seen for who you really are, right? So don't hide those top surgery scars, boys.
And my man, thank you to my man. And my man, thank you to my man.
If you are a trans man or trans masc, this is one of the biggest passing tips I could give you. And the best part about this tip is that it's quick and easy, and you could do it at any point in your transition. And brothers, that tip is thick, dark, straight eyebrows. All you need is one of these eyebrow brushes that look like mascara, preferably one that darkens, gels, and combs your hair at the same time. This is not sponsored, but this is what I use. This is from MAC. It's the Eyebrows Big Boost Fiber Gel. And let me show you how I use it and how much of a difference this makes. I just take out the stick and then go in and gently brush up my hairs. I want them to be a little bit darker, so I'm just gonna go back in a little bit. By the way, when I was a young trans man and I was looking to pass, I heard a trans guy say once that you should never wear makeup because people can tell that it's makeup and you will just look more feminine. And all I have to say is that's not true. It's kind of toxic and don't believe that. I know this looks bad, but it's super easy to clean up. I just use a cotton swab and I wet one end, leave the other end dry, and then just use the wet end to super easily clean off any dark parts on my skin. And then I use the dry end to just go in around those edges and soften it up a little bit. And now this is one side of my face without the brow brush, and this is with. So look at that. This is like, it looks so masked. Now I'm just gonna do my other brow, and there we go. And the last amazing tip I want to give you with this is that if you have one of these little stashes like me, you could also use this to darken your facial hair. So now I'm just taking my brush and brushing up the edges a little bit. And now, big reveal. Now, this is not to feel pressured. If you feel happy with the way that your eyebrows and facial hair naturally look, then don't do it. But doing this is just something that's given me some gender euphoria, and I want you guys to have that too. I hope you enjoyed, and please follow for more tips.